Peace squad, welcome back to this tutorial where we are creating a Thumbtack clone to help lemon squeeze marketing to bring in more traffic by creating a digital marketing agency web design. Man, that was a mouthful. So right now we're in the section of database design, and by the end of this video you will have a Google spreadsheet pseudo database design that will actually be structured to represent the data of a digital marketing agency. All right, so you'll actually have that by the end of this tutorial. Let's jump into it. All right. Okay, so these are the 12 tables that I've come up with to represent this digital marketing directory. Okay, and like I stated a little bit before in the other video, imagine this kind of still being like your development database. You want to make it really easy to like load data in this phase, and you'll see this in our structures. All right, so the first table we're going to go through is category. Now let's talk about where we got category from. So if we go to the Thumbtack wireframe, notice here that we have marketing, and now if we go to like the live like detail view, notice here we have marketing. So that's the category, right? So that's how we'll be able to represent that field, and we'll see how in the future video as we're querying the database why this can be very helpful, right? Like why having this be a key on our database, how that can come in handy. All right, but that's the category field. All right, so our category table, that's our category table, which is going to be a foreign key to the on the marketer field. So let's just jump into how the important features of the category. Right, so we're going to have an ID, so that's going to be a numerical. I actually go into data types in a future video. So if you guys want me to actually cover in detail like what data types are, comment down below. Okay, I'll make the content, I'll make the video if you guys genuinely would like to see it. I'll go over data types in detail if you guys would like me to. So just comment down below if you want me to. All right, so for category ID, we're gonna have an ID there. That's gonna be our primary key. It's gonna be required and it's gonna be unique. All right, so our title, so the title of a category, for example, the title would be marketing in this example. So this is going to be a string field. This is not going to be the primary key. This is going to be required, and we are going to make this unique. We don't want to have like multiple entries of a category called marketing 2 times, right? We only want there to be one marketing category, so that's why we want that to be unique. Slug field, in a future video we'll talk about the power of a slug field, but these are going to have the same features of the title. It's representing the title in a very special format. All right, so it's not the primary key. It is required and it's going to be unique, just like this is unique. All right, is active. This is going to be a Boolean field. So this is going to say, like, for example, let's say we used to have a category of I don't know, like telephone marketing. I don't know, and let's say like for whatever reason, like we still want to keep the records from data that matches that category, but we don't want that category to show anymore. So what we could do is have a field like is active, and it's a Boolean field, meaning it can only be true or false. And what we could do is only query where it is true, so that like our data for all the fields that all the entries, all the records that belong to this telephone marketing category, they're not shown because it's not an active field anymore, but we can still keep those records and still use that for analysis. So anyways, that's why is active is powerful. It's a way of keeping your records, not having to delete old records that you may not want to show anymore, but you still want to be able to keep for analysis. So one way to say that. Primary key. So no, it's not the primary key. It is going to be required. Nope, not going to be unique. We are going to have a default. The default value is going to be true, and also sample values here. So this is going to be true. So this is going to be marketing. That's going to be marketing. This is going to be good, number one. All right, cool. This is also going to be true. That's going to get a sample value. So created it. All right, so this is going to be a, how did I not add? Okay, so I forgot to add date time to this. We'll add date, this color, and then we'll add date time. All right. And apply all. Cool. All right, so this needs to be a date time, as does this. All right, so basically this is just gonna tell us when this entry was created, right? So it's not extremely important, but let's say that at some point, like the marketing, like let's say that we were calling the category telephone marketing, right? And then at some point we renamed it to like telephone something else. If we know, like, okay, we created it at this time, but then it got updated at that time, we know some type of changes got made. Some companies even go as far as just to have like a change table to like keep a record of like each time the entry was updated, but we're not going to do that. All right, so it's not the primary key. Now created at is going to be required, and it's going to have a default value of now. So that's essentially like whenever this instance is created, it's automatically gonna be like, if you don't pass it a value, it'll just default to whatever the time is at that time. If that makes sense. Probably didn't make sense. Hope that made sense. Let's put this back here. All right, looking good. All right, now this is not going to be required. And the reason being is I could have created this marketing category, but I could have not made any changes to it. So if I didn't make any changes to it, then I want to be able to have this field be blank. So that's the reason why created at is blank. All right. So now this is how we represent. This is just the structure of the table, right? So now we have the table structure for category. I am going to continue to fill in all of the appropriate fields for all of the other tables, and then when I come back, I will explain the different fields. All right, keep it locked.